I'm back. Yes, I am. It's been long, right? I had exams, so many exams, and so much of the pressure. My health has gone down, and it's still kind of down, but okay. I don't care anymore. We got things to do. I had to stream this like in the morning, and I procrastinated, but still, I reached my target of starting it today. It's still 11 a.m. 11 p.m. Yeah, 11:30 p.m. almost. Things are hard at start, but once I get the momentum, it'll all be fine. I'm sure about that. It will be fine once I get the momentum. And yeah, I also lost all the skill I had reading these things, the confidence I had in myself. Everything's gone again. I'm starting it again from the start, from the scratch, rebuilding it brick by brick. And I'm tired. I don't know how YouTubers turn up, even after their day shift of day jobs and come here fully in fresh mood and speak to camera with so much of energy. That's real struggle, guys. I didn't know it back then. Now I can feel it. Anyways, we are back at this. I think alright, I don't have to read this. I read this already. I don't remember writing anything about this, but yeah, who cares? How to raise money. My god, this is a lot. Let's check if I have actually written about it. No. Default dead or data for default alive. That's where it is. It would be nice if they have some kind of cheat codes where you can write things after the slash and they pop up, right? This is just weird. Anyway, how to make money? Come on. How to raise money? I don't know if I'm ever gonna be using these tricks, but let's see. This is very hard for me. Is everything working actually? Hello? Hello? Okay, how do I test this? Is there a way to... I don't think there is a way to test this. Filters, filters, properties. Performance mode? No, don't do this. Okay, this is for performance of my PC. Okay, that's perfect. I'll do that when I need it. Performance mode. This looks good. Anyways. What happened to you, dude? What happened to you? Things have taken over me, and I don't know what I'm doing lately. I'm, in the middle of crossroads, not able to find the right answers, not able to understand what to do, or even decide what to do, or even know what to do, or even have the confidence in, let's see. I hope everything works out. One step at a time. One step at a time. How to raise money. Let's go. Let's fucking go. I don't care. Fuck it. Get back. So, we have a startup now, right? I need to first change my fucking voice, right? Take that fucking lazy ass voice and put on my energetic voice, and this is it, right? This is my energetic voice, and I'm back. So let's go. The first streak, right? This is the first day of the streak. Day 1, baby. So how to raise money? 155 September 2013. Most startups that raise money do it more than once. A typical trajectory may be one to get started with tens of thousands of something like Y Combinator or individual angels, then raise a few 100,000 or a few million to build a company. And then once the company is clearly succeeding, raise one or more later rounds to accelerate growth. Reality can be messier. Some companies raise money twice in phase 2. So there are 3 phases. First one is to get started with tens of thousands of something like Y Combinator or individual angels. So Y Combinator gives tens of thousands of dollars. That's very cheap, right? Y Combinator is supposed to be a big thing. Like literally they have like about 10 trillion, right? Is that true? 10 or 9, 8 trillion, I guess. Yeah, $8 trillion in investments. How can they give tens of thousands? Okay, that's weird. Anyway, or individual, maybe they are talking about the first phase, right? Maybe Y Combinator always, yeah, it does, right? It always invests in the first phase, hence that tens of thousands. But maybe Y Combinator is big enough to actually fund bigger startups, right? Bigger numbers. Raise a few 100,000. Yeah, I had a fucking influencer. I've seen an influencer who's a developer actually by profession. So that guy has got about 3 million in phase 1. That's weird, right? It's the first round he got into, and he didn't have any users yet, but he still got 3 million just because he's a scholar and he had a visa to actually get to New York and pitch his startup, right? It doesn't matter how bad the startup is. I've seen his product, it's just shitty. But anyways, let's get back to this. Raise a few $100 to a few million to build company. And then once the company is clearly succeeding, raise one or more later rounds to accelerate growth. Accelerate. Reality can be messier. Some companies raise money twice in phase 2. Others skip phase 1 and go straight to phase 2. And at Y Combinator, we get an increasing number of companies that have already raised amounts of hundreds of thousands, but there are the three-phase path is at least the one about which individual startup paths oscillate. Okay, so some might skip phase 1, or some might skip say phase 2, or some might raise twice in phase 2, but these phases are the only things that startups oscillate, right? So that's fine. Let's just copy and paste this because we can't summarize better than this. This is a focuses on phase 2 fundraising. Okay, it would be better if they focus on phase 1 because we are the ones which are like, we don't know anything about this, right? We are just starting out, and it would be better if you have phase 1. Maybe it's mainly from the relatives or somebody who actually trusts you that you get funding from in the phase 1. That's why he's not talking about it much. Yeah, phase 2 is the one. Okay, accepted. That's the type of startups we fund are doing. Or, okay, what the fuck? My god, I lost the skill of reading. I didn't. I'm just. Come on, man, focus. That's the type of startups we fund or enduring doing on demo day. And this essay is the advice we give them. Forces. Fundraising is hard in both senses. Hard like lifting a heavy weight, and hard like solving a puzzle. It's hard like lifting a heavy weight because it's intrinsically hard to convince people to part with large sums of money. That problem is irreducible. It should be hard, but much of the other kind of difficulty can be eliminated. Fundraising only seems a puzzle because it's an alien world to most fundraisers. I hope to fix that by supplying a map through it. To founders, the behavior of these investors is often opaque, partly because their motivations are obscure. Partly because their motivations are obscure, partly because they deliberately mislead you. And the misleading ways of investors combine horribly with the wishful thinking of inexperienced founders. At YC, we are always warning founders about this danger. Investors are probably more circumspect with YC startups than with other companies they talk to. And even so, we witness a constant series of explosions as these two volatile components combine. What's the problem with my starting? If you are an inexperienced founder, the only way to survive is by imposing external constraints on yourself. You can't trust your intuitions. I'm going to give you a set of rules here that will get you through this process, if anything will. At certain moments, you will be tempted to ignore them. So rule number 0 is, these rules exist for a reason. You wouldn't need a rule to keep you going in one direction if there weren't powerful forces pushing you in another. The ultimate source of forces acting on you are the forces acting on investors. Investors are pinched down between two kinds of fear. Fear of investing in startups that fizzle, and fear of missing out on startups that take off. The cause of this fear is the very thing that makes startups such attractive investments. The successful ones grow very fast, but the fast growth means investors can't wait around. If you wait till a startup is obviously a success, it's too late. To get the really high returns, you have to invest in startups when it's unclear how they'll do. But that in turn makes investors nervous they're about to invest in a flop, as indeed they often are. What investors would like to do, if they could, is wait. When a startup is only few months old, every week that passes gives you a significantly more information about them. But if you wait too long, other investors may take the deal away from you. And of course, the other investors are all subject to the same forces. So what tends to happen is that they all wait as long as they can. Then, when some act, the rest have to. Don't raise money unless you want it, and it wants you. Such a high proportion of successful startups raise money that it might seem fundraising is one of the defining qualities of a startup. Actually, it isn't. Rapid growth is what makes a company a startup. Most companies in a position to grow rapidly find that taking outside money helps them grow faster. Their growth potential makes it easy to attract such money. It's so common for both A and B to be true of a successful startup that practically all do raise outside money. But there may be cases where startup either wouldn't want to grow faster or outside money wouldn't help them too. And if you're one of them, don't raise money. The other time not to raise money is when you won't be able to. If you try to raise money before you can convince investors, you are not only wasting your time but also burn your reputation with those investors. Be in fundraising mode or not. One of the things that surprises founders most about fundraising is how distracting it is. When you start fundraising, everything else grinds to a halt. The problem is not the time fundraising consumes, but that it becomes a top idea in your mind. A startup can't endure that level of distraction for long. An early an early stage an early stage startup grows mostly because the founder make it grow. And the founders look away, the growth usually stop sharply. Because fundraising is so distracting, a startup should either be in fundraising mode or not. And when you decide to raise money, you should focus on your whole attention on it, so you can get it done quickly and get back to work. You can take money from investors when you're not fundraising mode. You can't just expend any attention on it. There are two things that take attention: convincing investors and negotiating with them. So when you're not in fundraising mode, you should take money from investors only if they require no convincing and are willing to invest on terms you will take without negotiating with them. For example, if a reputable investor is willing to invest in convertible note using standard paperwork that is either uncapped or capped at a good valuation, you can take that without having to think. The terms will be whatever they turn out to be on your next equity round. And no convincing means that zero time spent on investors or preparing materials for them. If an investor says they are ready to invest, but they need you to come in for a one meeting or to meet some of your partners, tell them no. If you're not in fundraising mode, because that's fundraising, tell them politely. Tell them you're focusing on the company right now and that you'll get back to them when you're fundraising. But do not get sucked down the slippery slope. Investors will try to lure you into fundraising when you're not. It's great for them if they can, because they can thereby get a shot at you before everyone else does. They'll send you emails saying that they want to meet you, learn more about you. If you get cold email by an associated VC firm, you shouldn't meet, even if you are in fundraising mode. Deals don't happen that way. But even if you get an email from a partner, you should try to delay the meeting till you are in fundraising mode. They may say they just want to meet and chat, but investors never just want to meet and chat. What if they like you? What if they start to talk about giving you money? Will you be able to resist having that conversation? Unless you're experienced enough at fundraising to have a casual conversation with investors that stays casual, it's safer to tell them that you'd be happy to later when you're fundraising, but that right now you need to focus on the company. Companies that are successful at fundraising, raising money in phase 2 sometimes lack a few investors after leaving fundraising mode. This is fine. If fundraising went well, you will be able to do it without spending time convincing them or negotiating about terms. Get introductions to investors before you can talk to investors, you have to be introduced to them. If you're presenting at a demo day, you will be introduced to a whole bunch simultaneously. But if you are, you should be you should supplement these with intros you collect yourself. Do you have to be introduced in phase 2? Yes, some investors will let you email them a business plan, but you can tell them the way their sites are organized that they don't really want startups to approach them directly. Intros are greatly ineffective. Intros vary greatly in effectiveness. The best type of intro is form of well-known investor who has just invested in you. So when you get an investor to commit, ask them to introduce you to other investors they respect. The best type of intro is from a founder of a company they've funded. You can also get intros from other people in the startup community like lawyers and reporters. Those are now sites like There are now sites like AngelList, Founders Club, VFounder that can introduce you to investors. We recommend startups that treat them as auxiliary sources of money. Raise money first, that leads you to get yourself. Those will, on average, be better investors. Plus, you'll have an easier time raising money on these sites once you can say you already raised some from well-known investors. Hear no till you hear yes. Okay. Where's my... Okay. My head is spinning. Sorry. Alright. Let's take it slow. Right? I mean, I did it all. I completely did it all. I can do it again. I can always do it again. I can always do it again. I can always do it again. This is how I speak. Okay, I can always do it again, and I should be better at this. I should relax my voice cord and speak instead of stressing it out, and that made me have some kind of spinning in my head. I need to relax my vocal cords. And how do I do it? Ela cheyali. How do I relax my vocal cords? Just speak normally, dude. You can speak for hours. Why the fuck do you have a problem now? Why are you getting stressed? Why is your vocal cord getting stressed? Speak normally. Normal. Hello. Hi. 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 Okay. That's a little better. There is this consciousness of speaking, right? The consciousness of and speaking. I should sound better. I should speak better. That thing is killing me. I'm not even breathing properly. What the fuck is wrong with me? Relax, Bhanu. Relax, Bhanu. Relax. That is a wall, that is a door. Where is my water bottle? I need water. Here is my bottle. I'm sorry today. It's like my bedtime and I'm streaming right now after the whole day. I'm tired and it's my first day of the streak. My vocal cords are getting stressed because of me forgetting how to speak openly. You know, like this. Hey. I don't know why I laughed. To make it seem normal, I guess. See, I'm thinking about what I'm doing. Crazy things. I wish I could voice type it. Can I? Yeah, I don't want to add a new subscription. I would just code it myself by putting in some like days of work because I'm unemployed anyways. And broke too. Unemployed and broke. What a deadly combination. And also lazy. And at the same time ambitious. What the fuck? What are you? Shh, I don't have much leverages. I have nothing. All I have is time, which I'm wasting most of the time. But again, I'm the best guy to do something out of the box when the time comes. But again, the time stays, I don't know, just for a few weeks. Okay, let's go. Good thing there are no viewers right now. I did so much of embarrassing shit, and I don't care. It's the internet, and I'm speaking shamelessly because there are no viewers. I don't care about my voice glitches. I don't care about how I look. I don't care about how my lighting is. I don't care about what the timing is. I don't care about anything. All I want to do is just turn on the live stream and start reading just to make my voice better and make my English reading skills better. At the same time, I want to articulate my words better. Those are the only things I actually really care about, right? And yeah, that's it, I guess. I've lost so much of things, bad habits of speaking in this way. First thing is obviously looking at myself. It used to be feeling like shit. Now it does feel like shit, but I accepted that shit, right? And yeah, there's that handsome guy. Okay, that's me calling myself handsome guy. Am I gay? Maybe not. Little bit of self-love helps. Sometimes. Okay, I'm not a girl. Oh fuck. This is a lot. This is a lot. Nobody cares. I can speak whatever I want. Nobody cares. Zero views. Haha. Nobody knows about this channel. I can do whatever I want, whenever I want, however I want. Hee hee. I'm the greatest of all, baby. I will start doing it. I'll start really, really focusing on myself from today. We got 4th December, right? Almost a day wasted. It is a day wasted. I took burnout stresses. I actually did everything I skipped the last few months, due to some exams and some of the good days, right? I also didn't open my, whatever the coding IDE is today, not even once. I was supposed to code today, complete a feature. And what did I end up doing? Nothing. I skipped gym. I didn't touch code, didn't even see it. But the target was to actually finish a feature, but I didn't do it. But hey, I started live stream, right? I started live stream. I spoke a little bit, and I am talking to the camera right now, which is not very actually new, right? It is very new. And I remember back then I had I used to use a lot of hand gestures, right? I'm very trained in that, and suddenly I shift to reading these essays, and I'm just into my voice right now. I'm training how to read, and then suddenly I don't know how to articulate my feelings. Wait, did I do good? Maybe I did, right? I hope I did. And I even had problems with my posture of sitting. Is it okay now? I don't know, I was relaxed. But that's all that matters, right? Maybe I'm having my chest forward, which is weird. This is fine, this is also fine. But again, it looks the same. Except this one is showing my fucking head off. Nobody cares. It's all you. It's all you. Do whatever you want, Banu. Whatever you want. It doesn't matter. How do I do this? Yeah. Even though I don't go to gym really regularly. I used to go to gym regularly, but lately I've been having troubles with exams, bad days, and then bad health, and today it's a lazy day. What can I say? I'm just here trying my best to actually not fucking kill myself because of all the failures I have been taking and even expecting. Literally, I have things that I'm very shameful for currently. I look at my mark sheet, shameful. 17 marks out of 100. What kind of a dickhead gets that? What kind of a dickhead gets that? I used to be a topper, dude. I used to be a topper. I used to kill at exams. And suddenly I see maths in the exam paper. I panic because I have never touched my pen to actually solve a problem or even watch a single lecture of that course. And I just directly went in to write the exam by reading the summaries given by ChatGPT. And I got 17 out of 100. How embarrassing is that? While wasting money on re-exams, repetition of the course, wasting time for that. It's just very embarrassing. Very embarrassing. I feel ashamed sometimes. But again, it's not like I had no other choice. I'm doing multiple things and I'm spread too thin. And again, the outcomes are just zero everywhere. I'm doing my college, zero in there. I'm doing my online course, zero in there. I'm doing this hustle, absolutely zero in there. All I have is this trust in myself, a hope. A hope that's actually saving me from killing myself. That's how bad things are. And there is also no way to recover. I think I really need some structure, some kind of things that would keep me on track all the time. But again, I don't have anything like that. And yeah, this British accent. Yeah, I learned my English from British teacher who actually made me ignore the R's and T's. And now I fucking drop everything whenever I speak. And it makes me feel so fucked up. It makes me feel so dumb. I don't know, man. I don't know where I'll get to. I've ignored everything. I ignored my CGPA, I ignored my internship offers, everything. Why? I have no idea. I ignored every advice on the internet because I just wanted to become an outlier. Am I becoming one? Or am I just becoming a failure with a potential? I know that I'm better than any of the friends out there. Best of the best. But the outcomes of what I do, null. I'm embarrassed. I had to call a friend of mine, an old friend, who I actually, the last time I called was to actually ask him to join my startup idea. He must be thinking I'm working on that right now, but no, I'm not. And I had to call him again, say that I failed. And if he asks what did I do all that time, all I would have is research on that, research on the startup idea, get into new startup ideas, see why it fails, and plan about it, dream about it, have mental masturbation about it, and end up giving up. Giving up because it seems to be a big, huge dream that could not be achieved by me. And I still want to do it. I still want to actually get my ass off and work for one more year on that project. But again, I'm working on so many things, it makes me feel like I'm missing out on everything. I decide to spend my time on one thing that equals missing opportunities for every other thing. Is it worth it? Maybe. I'm young. But again, it's a lot of stress from parents and everybody because I got no net, I got no safety net. If I'm done, I'm done. I'm broke. I can't even afford to pay my own bills. I really want to. It's not like I don't want to, but I can't decide. I feel like once I get there, maybe I'll give up. Maybe I'll be low into money. Maybe I won't have enough time or energy to actually work on things that matter. And the time I have right now is like 1.5 years, right? For the college to end. And in that 1.5 years, I should be doing everything that I can with zero pressure, right? Because if I'm gonna stay in college and do dumb shit anyway, I would rather work on my stupidest ideas, take risks, right? So I challenge myself for that. And things are not actually going as well as I actually wanted them to go. I got ADHD. I think I do have ADHD. This is what it is. I don't know what I'm doing. So many ideas, so many dreams, so many plans. The execution phase sucks. The time got none. Every time I get into my mindset, the grind mindset, something comes up, something important, something that will fuck my mind up away from this. Not the distractions. Exams, for example, health. They all do it every time. And it's not their mistake as well, because I know they will be coming, right? I should be prepared. I should have built systems that will be running when I'm having these troubles. Systems that will handle these situations. Like a fucking real man, like a fucking businessman. But what did I do? Stay quiet. I stayed quiet. My mistake. Completely my mistake. I don't want to be this way. I feel so sleepy already, and I'm sleeping more than 12 hours a day. And I don't even regret it anymore. I don't feel the pain. I don't feel the suffering. I'm just numb to everything. I don't feel anything. When the score goes down that bad, it just feels embarrassing. You know, but I gave up already before I have seen that, because I know the path I went through. All I say to myself is, we'll do better next time. And that never happened. Somehow, every attempt ends up similarly. Everything ends up similarly. No matter how many times I try, every freaking time, it starts with a new motivation, new thing to make changes, to be serious about that stuff. But in the middle, something happens, something makes me ignore things, and suddenly I go off track, and the result will be the same. It's been happening for years. I don't know what to say. This is just embarrassing. Yeah, I did take good decisions than most of the people, but I don't think it's enough for me. I don't think it's enough for me. I don't think it's enough. It's enough. Enough. Okay, my mic is not responding to some things that I speak, like this one. I'm speaking normally. I'm speaking very normally. I'm using my voice. I'm completely using my voice. I'm normal right now. This is my relaxed voice. This is how I would talk to you, maybe. Instead of looking at the camera and screaming at it with the energies of, I don't know, artificial energies. I don't know where I bring them from. But this is it. This is my fucking voice. I'm tired right now, but I can do it. Okay? This is embarrassing. Why am I venting on the internet? With no viewers, obviously. I don't care. I wanted to be that way for a few days till I actually learn to do something that deserves the views, right? This shit, this is bullshit, right? This doesn't deserve a single view. So be it. Learning phase, right? Learning phase, brick by brick. We will do it. Day one, bro. Day one. We will make it happen. We will make it happen. We should make it happen. You, if you're watching this right now, how much did I improve? Did I make it? I hope the answer is yes. Please, God, don't make it a no. Well, at least I'm doing something. There it is. Oh god, mom. I don't know why mom does this. Fuck. Mm-hmm. It's 12 a.m.